Hi everyone. In this demo, we will learn about the databases. What is the use of the databases? How we can use them in Ignition? What is yeah, how MySQL database looks like? How we can read that data? So we will cover all the segments in this session. So let's start and see what is first is the database. So database is generally you have come across the term the database which accumulate all the data for a site into a safe place from where we can like historically where you can access them. If you want to see like a historical data, you can just go ahead and check out that data. So how the data is handling, how from like if you want to use some MySQL queries, so how you can see that kind of a data. So first of all, let's see how MySQL looks like and how its data looks like. Ignition generally supports multiple type of databases, but we are using here the MySQL one. So we will discuss MySQL here. So this is the MySQL workbench, as you can see, and in here we have like multiple schemas. We have AE data schema, AE heat map schema, AE HM, and system. So currently we are using the AE data schema as per the settings, and all the data logs are coming into this table. When we expand this schema, we can see like different tables for the like different features. You can say we have tables, views, stored procedures, and functions which we can create and use. All the tables will become into this table section. When we expand it, we can see all the tables created for this database or schema particularly. There is no views, and stored procedure is up to you. Like the other three options are up to you, which you want. If you want to create a view, you can create in this view section. If you want to create a new stored procedure, you can create in this one. And if you want to create a function, you can have it. What is stored procedure? Stored procedure is a set of multiple SQL statements which you can run whenever you want and just call it as in a different query basically, or a function. Similarly, it's a function here we have. Now let's not dig into this much more. We will just cover the like overview so that you can understand what's the main perspective or main use of this one. So as you can see, like we have this tables here. From here, this table SQLTH underscore TE will holds all the tags information. Like here you can see like which different tags are created, their mode, like which if they are retired means if they are deleted or not in use further. Like currently its status is null, which means like it is currently in use. It's not retired. If it is retired, then it will have a like a timestamp value in a Unix style, in a Unix format. Let me just show you a few example. Yeah. So this is an example of that one, that tag is not now further in use and now is retired. So this is the timestamp at which it is retired. So if you want to see and check out like at which time it is retired, you need to like convert this Unix timestamp into the digital digital timestamp which you want to use, which we generally refer here, normal timestamp. And these are the data tables basically. It will create the data tables, one data table per month. If you it is completely dependent on the settings you have configured on the Ignition. If you have selected that you want to create tables per month, then it will create a table every month. If you have selected the settings that you want to create a daily table, it will create a data table daily. If it is selected to year, then the same will happen. So currently the settings would be like for a month. So all the data will come into this table, and you can see this table have information about tag ID, integer values, float values, string value, and date values format. And this is the data integrity. Data integrity generally tells like if the data is good or not. If it is bad, so generally we will get the value of I think it's 0 here. Yeah, I think so. It's 0. And if it is the data good, then we will see the 192 value. Like the quality of the data is good here. Yeah, the data integrity. So data integrity have only two values generally, 0 for the bad values and 192 for the good values. so these two tables are generally the main tables. As you can see that we don't have the tag path over here. So to understand like which tag is having which data, we need to refer this tag ID, the unique ID, which is no two similar tags can have. Basically, let's say I want to see the data for this A0201 inverter B current 2. So to see that, I need to use this ID to check out the data 2750. I can't see the name over here because it's not in the columns. So if I want to see the data for this one, so what I'll do is I'll just quickly access this column. This is tag ID. I am applying the where condition where tag ID is equals to 2750 and on run it. So I can now see the data for the 2750 only, whatsoever stored in this month table. Yeah. So this is an overview about like data, about tables we have in MySQL. Now let's get back to see and see how we can pull this kind of a data into our ignition and how we can use it. So there are multiple ways where you can use it. Or the way you call it. So we'll discuss about the named queries in here in this section. You can go to this named queries and create a new folder. Let's say it's a demo session. I'll create this with this folder name. And over here, you can see there is no further queries. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a new query over here. And I'll just say get data. You can name it like anything here and create a named query. So once a named query is created here, I'm going to go to the authoring part, and I need to now configure the settings, complete settings for here, like in the database connection. I need to go and select the DBA. This is my default database. Once I select this, I can see the options of the table browsers over here in my right hand side portion. Before that, there is no option. Once I select this, all the tables pull up automatically. This is a query type, like which kind of a query you want to run. If it is a scale type, if it is a select type of query, or if it is update type of query. So you can select this kind of the type queries over here. Normal query is the select type query, and the other two are like scalar and update. Okay, so I don't want any
could you please
parameters.
What scale and query, update query?
So select, okay, if we go about queries, so any queries having fetching of the information, this with using the select command comes under the category of query. Like I want to select all the information available in heat map structure. So it comes into the query section. But if I want to make changes into the heat map structure table, I'm going to use the update query table. Okay, and for the scalar query, if you want to like apply a scale on a particular column, you can go ahead and use the scalar query. So far, we have like generally used queries and update query portion to update making any changes in the table or fetching any information from the table. Moving on to the, is that answer your question? Yes. Okay. Now let's move ahead and go to the parameter section. So in this parameters, I don't need right now any of the parameters. So I'm going to delete it. I'm going to I just want to read the data from, let's say, this table, normalization factor table. I just want to read the data from this one. So I just run the command, select all from, and I can also simply drag and drop it or type it manually as per our requirement. And this was my SQL query. Like what I want to do is I just want to read the data from all the data from the normalization factor table to see like whether it's giving the correct result or not. I'll go into the testing part and execute its query. Once I execute its query, it shows me like 12 rows fetched. And if I expand it, okay, it's just way too much data. I'm going to go ahead and select, let's say this one only. So instead of all, I'm going to use this only data and execute it. Now, as you can see, it is giving me all the information for that particular column we have. So it is running fine. You can either like type it as I said earlier, or you can like drag and drop it any of the column table you want to use here. So this is through this we can create a multiple SQL queries here. If you want to see it, like few of the examples, what I have done is like I'm reading here another SNF data through values here, like I'm passing it from a code, and through code its dynamic values are getting stored in here. We have configured like variables here, and through that we are just reading the data and getting the information of a particular column. Or we can like have an update command also. Let's say like update table, where this table is conditioning, making a set like equal, if this condition is equals to, then update this table with this data, SNF data. So it can be complex and it can be easy. It depends like how you are using it.
Okay, so do we have any required set of this commands which we could use? So predefined tags if we have.
Predefined commands like MySQL commands?
Yeah, whatever we are putting in the query section. For example, we are having over here set, and we are writing over where between. For example, if we have any library already which is recording any set of commands we could use in this.
So it's no, we don't have any library in the ignition. It's journal commands, like you can refer either the web, like go ahead and check out like normal MySQL tutorials here for this, or like any course you want, you can take a refer. But it's like if you want to like check out and see any of the predefined these kind of queries, no, we don't have. But if you want to take like a little reference, you can go ahead and check out this in induction documentation. So from here we have like SQL in Ignition. You can like from there you can like refer some of the basic commands here. Let's say writing SQL queries such as select statements. From here you can refer it, or if you want to like using the where clause, table joins, common functions, or stored procedures. So these kind of basic like I'll say commands are available in here, but you need to modify as per your requirement. Yep. So this is all about like databases, like how we can fetch it the data. If you want to like use it in over a screen, we can use it with the query tags also, or pull up the extra stuff. Like we can also use these databases information to pass to one query to another query, and use kind of its data to completely create a new logic. So sorry. So this is all about database queries. Any questions? No. Okay. So that's it. Thank you.